A little common sense tells us that what we reward, we get more of, and what we penalize, we get less of. You know that from your time as a child when your parents rewarded you for certain things and punished you for certain things. They did that to teach you that basic idea. There were certain behaviors they wanted less of, and there were some they wanted more of. And they used the system of reward and punishment to help you. That's why I grew up as a very patriotic kid, because my father applied patriotism. He laid on the stripes, I saw stars. That's patriotism, my dear friend. Because there were certain behaviors he wanted less of out of me, and certain ones he wanted more of out of me. Now, we've got a tax system that penalizes the wrong thing.
Right.
We penalize our productivity.
Right.
Now, what kind of system is it, and how counterintuitive it is to a good economy if we penalize the production of anything? The fact is, we need not just a tinkering with the tax code, we need something radically different. We need to completely transform this economy, bring jobs back to America that we've lost unnecessarily, put Americans to work, give them a tax system that doesn't penalize them for raising their own families and for working the second shift. The fair tax empowers people instead of government. Today, if you work the second shift, you get put in a higher tax bracket, which means that most of what you earn for working twice as hard goes to the government, not to your family.
Right.
By the way, if you want the government to help you, just quit working altogether, put your feet up, watch TV all day, then you'll qualify for some subsidy. Now that doesn't make sense. We're penalizing the wrong people, subsidizing the wrong behavior. Government ought to encourage production and work. We shouldn't be taxing our work, our savings, our investments, our risk, our profits, nor even our death. Only the government would profit off a person's dying.
That's right.
I mean, the funeral home they can't make as much money off us dying as the government will. Now, there's something terribly wrong about that. Let's change it. Let's don't just talk about it. Let's change it. And let's restore the concept in this country that we started with, expressed so eloquently by our founders who said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You have neither liberty or the capacity to pursue happiness if somebody takes your life away from you. I'm the only candidate left in this race who supports a human life amendment, and the reason I do is because we ought to preserve human life at all costs. No human being is worth more than another. No human being is worth less than another. One of the things for which I'm extremely grateful as an American citizen is the doctrine in our military that we leave no man behind on the battlefield. I'm grateful that we would never let an American soldier wounded in battle be left to himself, that we would spare no resource to bring that soldier home. And I want to tell you something why I'm proud that that's our doctrine, and God help us if we ever change it. It is an affirmation of our belief that we're all equal. It's an affirmation of our belief that a person's equality and worth is not based on his capacity or his incapacity. It's based on who he is, not what he does. For when the soldier is fallen and no longer can fight and fulfill the purpose for which he was called to the battlefield, we do not render him of less value because he's fallen. We go and rescue him and bring him home as we should, because we value his life. As an American, we value his life for who he is, not merely what function he has. That is an affirmation of a pro-life attitude toward every human being. And when that soldier comes home, that soldier ought to know that his country will keep every promise to him just as he kept every promise to his country. We owe our veterans far more than we could ever give them. They have purchased our freedom. They have given us our liberty, and we should never forget it.